Thinking about early cinema, the social importance of early cinema, means thinking about people and their relationship to a cultural institution that was coming to dominate popular culture during the 1910s. There are not many photographs that survive from this period, but those that do offer us tantalising glimpses into what people did in and around cinemas during this period. This is the only photograph that I know of a cinema audience at that time, and although it's beautiful, it's misleading in certain ways because it's of all of children, and it's also in a temporary venue that was erected for the Dublin Civic Exhibition in 1914. Cinema wasn't just about children, although children do feature in many of the photographs that we have from this period. This is of the Sligo Picture Theatre in the early 1920s. It's not clear what this large group of children are doing in front of the picture theatre, but it's probably not to see Laurette Taylor in King Vidor's Peg in My Heart, which features prominently on the facade of the cinema. But these publicity images do allow us to at least date photographs like this. This image of the Kelvin Picture Palace in Belfast offers us lots of information about this venue. This is clearly a large venue that needed to attract a large number of patrons to keep going as a business. And it did so with its own signage and with publicity materials provided by film distributors, such as banners, posters, and the lines of star portraits that we can see in the entrance hall. The film that's showing here, Rory O'More, is from November 1911, but more interesting maybe are the people in front of the cinema. The well-dressed, for the photographer, group of staff, the barefoot boys down there in the corner, and the group left to stay out of the image, but don't. This is a map that shows the number and distribution of cinemas and theatres showing films in Dublin in the late to mid-1910s. Among them is this venue, which is one of the earliest established and centrally located venues. It's the Picture House in what was called, depending on your politics, Sackville or O'Connell Street. The provenance of this photograph is uncertain, but it's usually dated to 1915, which also makes it one of the earliest photographs of a Dublin cinema. But I'll try and provide a more exact dating for it now. But also fascinating, I think, is this group of people that are in front of the cinema who are not like the group of staff at the Kelvin lined up for the photographer, or the children in Sligo who are obviously attracted by the photographer as well. So what are these people doing? The reason that this photograph is dated to 1915 is because this was the year in which the film that's prominently displayed here, the Christian, was released. You can also see below the name Hall Caine, possibly, and London Film Production. This is Hall Caine here on the left. And he adapted his well-known novel and play for the London Film Manufacturing Company. On the right is his son, Dermot Hall Caine, who actually starred on the screen. So this film was released in 1915, but it was first shown in Dublin at the O'Connell Street Picture House's more prestigious sister venue, the Grafton Picture House, in early 1916. The run at the Grafton was 6 days, which was twice the usual length of time that a film ran at this period. And it was also in the week that included St. Patrick's Day, and Dubliners went to entertainments around this time. But the Christian was first shown in the O'Connell Street Picture House later. And this is a review, or a preview rather, on the Saturday before it was to be shown in April. The date is, of course, significant. This is not only Easter Saturday and another religious festival at which the film would be appropriate, but it's also, of course, just before the Rising, the Easter Rising of 1916. So to return to our people, what we're looking at here is the reason that they're not looking at the camera or not interested in the cinema is because these people are likely spectating at events of the Rising of 1916. The Christian likely never showed at this venue because there were problems with anything. All the theatres were closed at this period. So what this photograph actually shows us, I think, for cinema history, is that sometimes it's more important to look at the spaces around the cinema rather than at the cinemas themselves. Thank you.